What's happening, Tricksters? Beatrix here. This is a little bit of a different type of video. So I play Pokemon competitively in the Facebook group that I've been a part of. Well, it's been over 10 years now. It's been a long time. So we're having a type versus type tournament. So my type is Ghost. I'm going up against Ice first. It's going to be best 2 out of 3, so this is round 1, battle 1, and it's going to be a fun time, so let's see where this goes. So, looking at his team, I know that Ninetales is going to want to put up an Aurora Veil, so Titan is a threat, so I'm just going to start up with Dusknoir, so I can scout out what items he's holding with Frisk, and then take it from there. Starting off with Ninetales, that's a cute name for it. I've got my Singularity, Snow Warning, and of course Elsa's holding a Light Clay. Just starting off with a Fire Punch, trying to see how much damage it's going to do. I do get the lucky burn, so that's good. Not that it matters so much for Ninetales since it's a special attacker. And there's the Aurora Veil. So get some more damage off with Fire Punch. I figure I'm just gonna do as much damage as I can with Singularity. I don't think I really need him as a clutch Pokemon, so there's no need to switch him out into anything else. Just tanking that Blizzard, eating my Fijiberry, and keeping up with the Fire Punch until, you know, the good thing here is that it is wasting turns of Aurora Veil. Just lives that burn damage, and now Elsa's out of there, and I know it's going to come back and put up that snow and probably another Aurora Veil, so that's something to keep in mind. That Shadow Sneak does nothing to Zephyra. What is this Pokemon called? Does his Dragon Dance. I know I can't hit it with fire moves, so I just try my hand at Earthquake. And that does Jack Dilly Squat, so I'm in a bit of trouble here. I don't want to let it keep setting up Dragon Dances, but I'm not sure what's the exact best Pokemon to switch into. Looking at Mimikyu here, Mimikyu is probably the best. Is that what I go with? Because if he hits with a Dragon move, then at least I can save my Disguise for another turn. So out goes Mimikyu. And he does another Dragon Dance. Perfect, so my Disguise is still up. I go straight into the Swords Dance just so that the next turn maybe I can kill him with a Play Rough. But then he has Icicle Crash, which is a multi-hit move, so that's bad news for my Mimikyu. It's gone just like that. So I'm in a bit of trouble here. I'm like, oh gosh, what am I going to do? There's not really many Pokemon on my team that wants to switch into this Dragon Dancing Ice Dragon. My Chandelure has a Choice Scarf, but at this point, after 2 Dragon Dances, I don't think it's going to be faster anymore. So I try my luck with Golden Go, my boy Bling. Galvant Rush, and I just survive it, red HP, and that is gonna be enough for me to just make it rain coins all over the place and annihilate Zephyra. So that was a lucky win for me. But then of course I die to Life Orb, so kind of trade 1 for 1. Singularity's gonna come back in, just scout out, see what item they have, just kind of, you know, he's the one to just hang around and see what the team wants to do. But it goes back to the first two. We've got Dusknoir versus Ninetales once again. So I'm like, okay, let me kill this fox. Let me just do a quick little shadow sneak. Of course he must have predicted that. Switches right on out of there, brings in the Avalugg. And I take a little damage due to the rocky helmet it's holding. At least Aurora Veil fades out, so won't have to deal with that anymore. Gonna go ahead and hit him with an Earthquake. And Avalugg is such a beast, it tanks that. It's not surprising at all. And now he throws out the Stealth Rock, which is bad news for Gengar since he's holding a Focus Sash, so that's going to make that useless. I'll just go ahead and burn this little iceberg. There's not much I can do to it, so at the very least I can whittle down its health and half its attack. And now he's cursing up. Speed decrease doesn't matter, but he's raising his attack and defense, so that's kind of scary in and of itself. So I've got to figure out something before he becomes an unkillable beast over here. But at this point I just decide to sacrifice my Dusknoir in order to get as much damage off of it as I can. Not sure if that was the best play there, but I didn't really want to switch anything into the oncoming attack. And that crunch could have easily killed any of my ghost types, so maybe that was the best move. Deciding between my Annihilape and my Chandelure. You know, one of them is fighting, which will really give Avalugg some pain, but the other one has special attack, which Avalugg is not very strong in. So Chandelure wins out. Gonna hit him with the energy ball, make sure he dies, because I don't need this iceberg sticking around. So now he brings back out Ninetales. At this point he doesn't know that I have a Choice Scarf, and Ninetales should be faster, but I just take this opportunity to finally kill this fox. The fox is down, but now he knows my hand. He knows that I am locked into Energy Ball, so it's completely safe for him to switch in his Abomasnow. He knows I'm going to have to switch out because Energy Ball is not going to do anything to him. I decided it's a good time to go into my Gengar, Insomnia, while he takes the flag from Ninetales and goes ahead and sets up his own Aurora Veil. So I'm like, oh wow, that's just fancy. He's got... So if Ninetales can't do it, Abomasnow is here and back up, making sure that Aurora Veil goes up. I just go ahead and throw some sludge at him, seeing how much damage that'll do, but of course he switches out. Brings out good old FaceTime. Oh goodness, what is this Pokemon called? I'm forgetting my Pokemon names. Evolution of Snorunt. Not that much damage on the Sludge Bomb. And of course now we've got these moody shenanigans, so that's always fun to work around. I decided to switch into my Annihilape. Might have a little bit more defense to play the moody games that FaceTime wants to play. And I was hoping for that defense drop because Annihilape has Defiant. That would have raised my attack 2 stages, but that didn't happen. And I'm just gonna go ahead and Drain Punch him in his face. See how much that does. Right in the kisser. Get a little bit of health back. And he hits me with the Frost Breath. That's always gonna critical hit, so that's annoying. I need to pay attention to all these moody stat changes, see what's going up and what's going down, see what I can take advantage of. So since I've taken a couple moves, I figured I'd switch to Rage Fist, even though it's not super effective it gets powered up after each hit that I take, so maybe it's going to do a little bit more damage than Drain Punch did. But I think it did considerably less, so staying with Drain Punch is the right way to go. Oh, and now that Aurora Veil wore off, maybe Drain Punch will be just what I need to finish this FaceTime. So we're gonna try it one more time, right in the middle of his face. And it does a good amount of damage, but not enough, not nearly enough to take him out. Keeping up with the Frost Breath. Fortunately, it's not doing that much damage to me either, and every Drain Punch I do heals me a little bit, so it's kind of a back and forth game we're playing here. One more Drain Punch brings him down to red. Now, if only I had a priority move to just smack him on out of here, but I'm gonna have to wait for the next turn for that. One more Drain Punch ought to do it, and Annihilate has won the Moody Games. Woo! Annihilate's feeling pretty good here. This battle could still go in any direction. I just figured I'll keep up the Drain Punch game going strong. Let's see how much it does. I don't think Abomasnow is that fast, so I'm probably still going to move first. And I do go ahead and move first, and I get over half, and I'm like, perfect! Just one more, and then he's down. One more Pokemon in the bag. But he chomps on his Citrus Berry, gets a little bit of health back. Alright, I can probably still take that in one more Drain Punch. Oh, but he puts his Aurora Veil up, so that's going to be annoying. Okay, so maybe 2 more Drain Punches, or maybe even 3 more. Either way, I'm thinking I should be, pretty okay. I take this time to just up my attack and defense. Maybe I can help me out. Maybe that'll help me out in the long run. He goes and throws a blizzard at me, which doesn't do much, but I get freaking frozen. Are you kidding me? I was so upset. Like, the chance for freezing is so low, and then I just have to sit here and wait until I can thaw out. It's so annoying. So at each turn, I was just saying, thaw, thaw, thaw. Come on, Annihilate. Thaw, think, heat, fire, thoughts. I hit Drain Punch there. Of course, I was frozen. He's gonna go and do a belly drum, and I'm like, oh, come on. Please just wake up and punch that whale. Please just wake up. But of course, I'm frozen solid. I probably should have switched out, but I really had hope that I was gonna thaw. Because whenever, and he goes and kills me with the Ice Shard, so that's the end of Annihilate. R.I.P. It's like whenever I freeze my opponent, they de-thaw the next turn, and then whenever I'm frozen, I'm just frozen until the rest of the game. I throw out Chandelure here. Luciarinaga. And I was so confident that I could flamethrower my way to winning this battle. But then of course with that belly drum and the Ice Shard and my half health, he kills me. So I'm like, okay, this is not looking good. It's 1v1 now, and this Wailord over here, whatever this Pokemon is, Satitan, he is insanely strong. At this point I knew that there's not really anything I could do to win this battle, so I just did a playful little Destiny Bond just to... He still has 2 and I have 1, so I'd have lost anyway. But it would have been a funny way to take him out. But of course he goes first, and that Ice Shard, Belly Drum. There's no way Gengar's frail self could have survived that. And of course my Focus Shaft was broken. So congratulations to Pat. That was a good first round, wonderful battle. He played marvelously. And his best 2 out of 3. So stay tuned for the next video, see how that turns out. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you on the next round of Ghost vs. Ice in our Type vs. Type tournament. Bye!